Hi, this is Michael David Cobb Bowen for Cobb Vision, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a Happy Kwanzaa and a wonderful festival of lights, but nothing for you Festivus people because you're fake. In fact, what I wanted to talk about today was my first experience at a bar mitzvah. My boy, one of his friends, had a bar mitzvah up in Palos Verdes the other day, and so we suited up and went to the temple, and it was really nice. It was really an interesting experience. I think one of the things that is most interesting about it to me is how I read it through the consciousness of black culture. That is to say, I'm listening for certain things that allow me to become familiar with it, and interestingly enough, it's rather the same way as when I was learning Chinese. It's the rhythm of Mandarin and the inflections that come. So, like for example, I can say I don't speak well in Potonqua in in Mandarin, and when you say I don't speak well, you say 我说的不好, and it's very easy once you just kind of get the rhythm. You just 我说的不好, and it carries the inflection and it carries the proper way of saying it. and it's kind of ironic because when you say that well, which is I don't speak well, it's kind of very strange. Je ne parle pas français assez bien. So so what I got from the service is that, first of all, 99% of the prayers are done in Hebrew, if not all of the prayers. And in the book that reads back to front and top to bottom, and I think it is right to left, you have very few phonetic translations of the Hebrew script. So you kind of have to guess as you're listening to people and try to read the Hebrew letters to see when the paragraph ends, and see if you can keep the rhythm with it. And it's kind of disorienting. It would be like the first time if you go to a Catholic church, you don't know when to stand and sit down. You just kind of find one person in the congregation and follow what they're doing, which can be embarrassing in the moments of silent prayer when they have a lot of silent prayer to do and you don't, and you're standing up there like looking like a doof. But it was an interesting thing. It was an interesting ceremony. I really liked, of course, the part where the people get involved, and young Daniel, for the first time, carried the Torah around the synagogue, and everyone would take their prayer books and touch it to the Torah and then kiss the prayer book. And the men, including myself, would wear the yarmulke, although they call it a caddis or something with a double letter ending in IS, I believe. And it was a really good experience. So, following my friend's advice, I'm going to go to a few more of these, and because I think it will help my theological studies, which are something that I'm going to do more of as time goes by. It's going to supplant politics, because we are living in an age where politics is I don't even want to get into it. I mean, we have the politics of inversion, where Diane Sawyer can actually go to North Korea and say the kids are lucky to live there. I mean, we are definitely living in a situation in which enough people are not taking politics serious when we can do those lies. And what was the quote that I read? If somebody can get you to accept those kinds of lies, then they can get you to commit genocide. But anyway, the other thing that I wanted to mention on this lovely holiday is that I'm kind of preparing myself for the bashing of Kwanzaa. And I, as most of my blogger audience know, was there at the original Kwanzaa from Los Angeles, and I was part of the original Kwanzaa Karamu, the first one. And although my parents were not part of the US organization, we knew Ron Karenga before he became Maulanga. And we were a part of the circle of black intellectuals who frequented Dr. Alfred Lagan's Aquarian Center, which was the headquarters for, well, kind of the borrowed headquarters for us as it was getting started. And I was in the Young Simbas, and I'll put up on the blog the little picture of me that got on the cover of Life magazine when I was about 5 or 6 years old. At any rate, I expect Michelle Malkin and David Horowitz and assorted others on the righty blogosphere, my purported political allies, to start jumping all up and down about Karenga and what a fraud he is and how criminal he is. And I will hopefully be able to dismiss it a little bit more lightheartedly this time. I really don't have anything to be defensive about. I know that I carry forth the proper spirit of Kwanzaa, as do many other celebrants. And our love and our our joy and our solemnity in celebrating the proper values of Kwanzaa, of the Nguzo Saba, will far outlast their bile and vinegar and propaganda that they will continue to spew in this ridiculous defense of Christmas, which is just overly defensive. But, you know, I know people get off on defending things that they think are under attack, and it's just a character flaw. So, what can you say? We pray for them, and we hope that they come to their senses and have more faith in their fellow man. Although, Festivus, you know, I'm sorry. It's Seinfeld. It's humor. It is not a, how should I say? It is not a spiritual holiday in any sense. It is just, it's a marginal thing for people who want to be cute and don't take anybody else seriously. The rest of us, you know, like you're a silent majority or something. You're just the HBO snarky subscribers. You know who you are. Just trying to be clever. But, you know, all in good fun, it's cool. But just don't expect any respect, that's all. I took my Christmas portrait. We have a great picture this year. You know, I think I want to stop the video and go get it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to publish it on the blog after we finish mailing it, because it's a great picture of my family and I, including the spousal unit, boy, F11, and F10, who just had her 10th birthday this weekend, and I had to watch a bunch of 9 and 10-year-old girls jump around on my furniture, and it was a chef party. So, I mean, we're kind of like the masters. The spousal unit is a master at the party planning kind of thing. And so, everybody gets a goodie bag, and then I took pictures of the kids, and I pretended to be the French photographer, so I take the lovely pictures of the lovely girls. And we picked the best picture and put it in a frame and put that in their goodie bag so they could have memories. And we had the donut race. And the donut race is a really cool thing to do. You take a long piece of ribbon and you get some powdered donuts. They don't have to be Hostess. They can just be store brand. You know, Albertsons is cool. And you get the white powdered ones and the chocolate ones, and you string them all on this thing. And the kids have to get down on their knees, put their hands behind their back, and on your mark, get set, go, and they bite the donuts off of the line. And if it falls to the ground, they have to, you know, not use their hands. And the first person who opens their mouth, I'm the judge, I say winner. And so we had that, and kids really love to do that kind of stuff. Anything where they can have an excuse to get their faces dirty is happiness for kids. So I had the jumping girls in the living room, and I put High School Musical on the Xbox 360 so they could listen to it and watch the kaleidoscope on the TV, which I still don't have a flat screen, and I can't get mad about it because, you know, the spousal unit will jump on my case. I can't buy a plasma TV. And, you know, we men We men are visually oriented, so we need this. And it's not really fair to deny a man a plasma TV, a widescreen, because, you know, we respond to that. I mean, most of us, we just have regular jobs. We're not lifeguards. We're not cops. We're not firemen. We can't be men of action, but we have to stimulate our minds as if we were men of action. And nothing does that like widescreen TV for sports or porno. And we need that. Did I say porno? Just kidding. Anyway, that is about all that's happening holiday-wise around here. We talked about the bar mitzvah. I talked about the Will Smith movie. That was the other video. We talked about F10's birthday party. She's happy. No more piggyback rides for you, F10. You're becoming a big girl. No more little girl stuff. And what else? We haven't really had... I haven't really had the fireplace up. And I'm looking at it, and there's all kinds of crud in there that I don't want to have to clean up. But I've got the logs. The logs are sitting there. And I certainly have enough bills and statements to shred that make excellent kindling. And this is another holiday thing. What you can do is buy a shredder. And women, if you like your men, buy him a shredder, because this will protect him against identity theft, and it'll give him the fun time of just taking all the bills that he's paid and the bank statements and the insurance quotes and all these things with his name on it and just destroying them. And it's a good, healthy kind of destruction. And if you have a fireplace, you can burn it too. And it's just great fun, and it's great protection for your family, for your identity, so people don't come over across the border illegally and use your social security number and drive down the minimum wage for good working folks. Even though I'm against the minimum wage, I'm just trying to give you another good reason to spend 30 or 40 bucks to get your man a shredder. Get him a shredder. He'll really appreciate it. It's a great Christmas gift. You can get it at Staples or Office Depot or Office Max or Walmart near you. It's convenient, and he'll love you for it. He really will. And it'll come in a big size box that'll be top heavy, and so he'll have a hard time really guessing what it is. So I definitely recommend that, or a bottle of Jack Daniels. You know, my daughter said, and all my kids go to Awana at the local Baptist church, that the origins of the candy cane was that there was some guy in Germany who made these, and it was in the shape of J for Jesus, and that the white part of the candy represented the purity of the lamb, and the red part represented the blood. Now, this one, I can't tell if it was made in Germany or not, and it's not a very good-looking J. You know, it's more like the hook for a vaudeville act, or maybe a staff for a shepherd, and it's got a blue stripe and a yellow stripe. So I guess yellow stripe would be representing the cowardice of phony Christians who attack Kwanzaa, and the blue stripe would be for people on the West Coast who live near the ocean and don't get any snow, so we're actually represented properly. And the green stripe is for the money that we're going to spend too much on Christmas, unfortunately. So if you're a bill collector out there and you're watching and you're wondering why everything in January is going to be late, it's not because I'm buying a subscription to Jack LaLanne Health Spa. It is because I spent too much money. But this year, I got myself a little treat. Just a little treat. I didn't have to get the big Douglas fir. I know I wrote about that in my holiday thing, and I broke a lot of traditions this year by getting this little tree. It's got flock. It's artificial, but we still have our same colored balls and all of our ornaments. Where's my ornament? Oh, this is my special ornament here, the sun. You can't see that very well because I'm using the lower resolution on the video. And that makes it so that my mouth moves and I don't look like the Kung Fu movies, the Master of the Flying Guillotine. So anyway, I'm just about done talking. I'm gonna have a mint because of this, and when I put it in my mouth, the matrix is going to tell me that it's juicy and delicious. Ignorance is bliss. Baruch Adonai. Peace.